Hey everyone, Kathy here. It's been a while. Hope you've been doing well and staying safe at home. Today I have a new video for you, and in this class we're going to be exploring some variations of traditional arm balances as well as their baby variations, which adds a little bit more fun, and some of them are actually a little bit more approachable than the traditional arm balances. So if you need to reach for some props, a block and a strap will be helpful. Remember, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment in the section below, and don't forget to click the subscribe button to receive more videos just like these. So when you're ready, let's grab your props and grab your mat, and let's get started. So let's begin by making our way down onto our backs into a supine position. Now let's bend the knees, bring them in, allow them to fall inwards towards the center line of the body. Placing one hand over the belly, one hand over the heart. Let's take a few deep breaths, centering our bodies, slowing down the breath. Feeling your belly rise with every inhalation, filling up the air in the lungs and the chest. And slowly exhale, breathing out, depressing the lungs, the belly, emptying out fully and completely. Take this time to bring your awareness inwards. Notice how we're feeling in our bodies today. Slowing down each breath, breathing intentionally. Try not to rush through our breathing nor our movements. As we take this time to center, really important to observe our breath pattern. This is the movement that will guide us through the physical practice, the movement of our breath. As we move, we want to think about connecting our breath to our movement, that breath-movement connection. Breathing 3 more deep breaths here, setting up the pace of our practice. And at the end of your next breath, let's slowly open up the eyes. Let's take the hips over towards the left side, bring the knees over to the right for a spinal twist. Rolling the head over in the opposite direction, hand can come over the thigh. Gently holding it down, dropping the left shoulder blade towards the ground. Option to extend the top leg, reaching for the shin, ankle, or the toes. Wringing out the spine, breathing deeply. Exhale, twist. Slowly bring the head back into center. Now let's go ahead and switch sides. Bring the hips over towards the left side. Knees will come over towards the right. Rolling in the opposite direction. Head looking over the right fingertips. Dropping the knees in the opposite direction. Keep them stacked or extend the top leg. Taking a deep breath to lengthen. Exhale. Revolve and twist. One more breath. And bring the head back into center, taking your hips into neutral. We'll take an inhale, extend the legs straight up into the air, flex and point the toes a few times. Flex and point, stretching through the back of the legs. We're going to hold on to the back of the right leg, let the left leg drop down towards the floor, keep the knee bent if you need. Reaching as high as you can, take an inhale. As we exhale and bend the elbows, slowly draw that right leg down towards us. Keep a micro bend through that right knee. Make sure that bottom leg is actively pressing downwards, stretching into our hamstrings. And we're going to release the hands, start to roll up, head, neck, and shoulder comes off the floor. Gaze forward, press the belly button, navel down towards the ground. Try to squeeze your forehead towards the knee. Engage the core for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug this knee in towards the chest. Bring the knee into some gentle hip circles, both directions. And let's slowly release, switching sides. We're going to extend up through the left leg, flex and point the toes a few times. We're going to walk our hands behind our thighs, the shins, or reaching for your toes. Slight bend through the knees, so we're not hyperextending the joint. Bottom leg is bent, or we extend and point. Both legs engaged. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, elbows start to bend. Gently draw that left leg in towards the chest. We're targeting the hamstrings, finding length in the back of the legs. Giving your body a gentle stretch all over, preparing for our practice. Now I want to pay particular attention to our core, because a lot of core strength is involved in keeping our body's balance and legs lifted off the floor and arm balances. So we're going to release the hands, keep squeezing the legs into the body as you lift up, head, neck, and shoulders come off the floor, mid-back, low back presses down, hold here. Squeeze a knee towards your nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back down onto the ground. Left knee in towards the chest. Right leg stays out. Give it a hug. Gentle rotation side to side. In circles. And we're going to pull both knees in towards the chest. Reach the arms up. And we're going to do a few exercises here to prepare for our arm balance, in particular crow pose. So we're going to do what we do in our handstand, but on our backs instead. So as you inhale, we're going to lift up. We're going to squeeze the knees as close to our armpits as we can, lifting the sit bone off the floor, rounding through the back. Hold and squeeze. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly lower all the way down to a low boat. Extend. Inhale, hands and feet away from each other. Exhale, pull the knees in, reach up. Push the palms towards the ceiling, spread the fingers. Knees towards the elbow. Lift the sit bones off the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Inhale, arms overhead, feet forward. Deep breath in. Exhale, engage, contract through your abdominals, flick your hands up, press palms towards the sky. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Let's turn over to either your right or left side of the body. Come into fetal position. Knees together. Take a breath or two here. And let's take an inhale. Come all the way up into a seated posture. We'll sit up with ankles crossed. You can sit up onto a block if you need to allow the knees to fold over a bit more easily. Take a deep breath in. Reach the arms up. Exhale, we twist over to the right. Taking your right hand back, left hand to the outside of the knee. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, we twist. Maybe looking past your back shoulder. Continue to ground down through your sit bones. Inhale, we come back up to center, keeping your left hand holding onto that leg. Right hand up overhead as we start to reach for a lateral bend. Gaze up towards the sky. And inhale, we come back to center, switching sides. Bring your back foot in front. Sitting in easy pose. Let's take a big breath in, reach the arms up. And exhale, we twist over to the left. So left hand behind, right hand to the outside. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, ground down through your sit bones, and we twist. Inhaling, finding length of the spine. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. And coming back to center, keeping this right hand holding onto the left knee. Inhale, the arm up. Exhale, we tip over towards the right. Left fingertips stretching towards the side mirrors. Keep leaning that shoulder back. Extending through the fingertips. Nice stretch through the side body. Resisting with the right hand as you keep the sit bones rooting down the ground. And inhale, come back to center. Let's rock forward, coming into our table position. Hands spreading out. So shoulder, elbows, wrists in one line. Hips over the knees. Let's take a deep breath in here. Drop the belly, arching through the back. Stretch. As we exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, arching through the back into cow pose. Exhale into cat. Continue to move at your own pace a few times. Spinal extension, spinal flexion. And at the end of your next breath, coming back into a neutral spine. We're going to tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back, coming to our first downwards facing dog. So start to pedal out your feet. Check out how our legs are feeling, dropping the heels down towards the floor. 1. Take your hips from side to side, spreading the fingers. And let's look forward, step or hop your feet to the top of the mat. Take a breath in, look forward halfway. Exhale, we fold. Reverse swan dive, slowly roll up. Inhale as you come all the way up to the top of your mat. Bring the hands together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do some sun salutations. Inhale, reaching arms up. Exhale, we swan dive forward. Inhale to a halfway lift, looking forward, flat back. Exhale, we step or hop into our high plank. Stay on your knees or on your toes. Let's exhale, elbows squeezing into your sides. Inhale, cobra or upwards facing dog. Exhale, downwards facing. Looking forward, step or hop your feet to the top of the mat. Looking forward as you arrive, flat back. Exhale and fold. Reverse, come all the way back up. Inhale, hands together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, inhale, reaching up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, hands to ground, step or hop back into your high plank. Exhale, lower halfway chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upwards facing dog, back bend of your choice. Exhale, downwards facing. Pausing here, let's take a moment, step up the feet. We're going to place the right hand to the center of the mat. Left hand reaches back and across wherever you can reach for twisted dog. Looking underneath the right arm. And release, switching sides, left hand to the center. Exhale, right hand reaches back and across. Twisting through the back, keep dropping the heels down. And let's release, coming forward. Step or hop your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, look up, halfway. Exhale, we fold. Reverse swan dive, come all the way up. Inhale, hands together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breathing and reaching the arms up. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. Inhale, look forward, halfway. Exhale, putting the hand down, we're going to heel toe the feet. Hip distance apart, coming into a squat. Placing your hands to heart center, we're going to gently rock the hips from side to side. Pressing your hands down towards heart center, using your elbows to gently guide the knees apart. So you can stay here in your wide squat, or let's come and play in our first arm balance. We're going to play with baby crow first. So baby crow, we're coming onto our forearms. So make sure you have a little bit of space. We're going to place our forearms down onto the ground, lift the hips as high as you can, bring the feet in together. We're going to bring the knees behind the elbows. Continue to look forward. Try rocking forward and back a few times, taking the weight into your toes, gaze forward. Maybe toes come off the ground. Nose is very close to the floor. And lower back down. And let's try that one more time. So stay in your squat or come into your baby. Placing forearms out on the ground, we're going to lift the hips up high. Walk the toes in, look forward, round through the upper back. Bring your knees behind your elbows. Lifting one foot, lifting the other. Squeeze the core to keep the leg lifted. And exhale, release. Let's come up onto our hands this time, trying full crow pose. So if you like, you can bring a strap around your elbows to keep the arms squeezing inwards. So we don't want the elbows to point to the side, keeping them in, squeezing towards the midline of the body. So let's look forward, coming up onto your toes, shifting the weight into our elbows. So bring the knees as high as we can, bend the elbows, look forward, one foot, maybe the other. Gaze forward, squeezing the core, lift the feet a little bit higher. One more breath. Bring the feet down or shoot the feet back into chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upwards facing. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Press the feet side to side. So you inhale, right leg up. Exhale, open up the hips. Right hip stacks on top of left. Inhale, look forward, stepping right foot to the top of the mat. Drop the back foot down. Inhale up into warrior one. So right hip back, left hip forward. Reaching the arms up. So back foot is turned out onto 45, reaching palms together or keep them slightly apart. If you have tight shoulders, just keep wrapping your pinkies in together. Let's take eagle bind, right arm underneath the left, crisscross. At the elbows, grab for shoulders, or you loop around, palms together. 3 breaths, warrior one. And release, interlace the fingers behind your back. Taking a deep breath in, lift up through the chest. We're going to turn to the inside, exhale, dive down, humble warrior. Continue to press evenly through your front and back foot. Dropping the chest, dropping the head, your shoulders a little stretch. And release, windmill the arms all the way up. Warrior two, back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Right toes will be pointing forwards. We stretch the arms out in opposite directions. Allowing the front knee to come directly over your ankle. Let's take an inhale, reach the top arm back, exalted warrior. And exhale, straighten out the front leg, triangle pose. Right hand will reach forward. When you can't reach further anymore, we're going to tip from the hip, draw the bottom hand down onto a block or onto the floor. Top hand will reach up. And maybe taking that left hand forward, palms down facing the front. Coming up onto your bottom fingertips. A little added challenge for your core. Keep pressing evenly through your feet. Maybe reach both hands up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Windmill the hands down. Step into your forward fold. Option to do a crow pose here. Placing the hands down, look forward. Shifting the weight into your hands. Gaze down. 1 foot up. 2 foot up. And exhale, shoot it back. Downwards facing dog, pedal up the feet, shake it out. And let's prepare for the other side. Left leg, inhale, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Left hip travels over the right. Nice deep hip opener. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Left toes forward, warrior one. Inhale, let's rise up. Bend into your front knee, hips are square to the front. Inhale, the hands together. Palms reaching up. Let's take eagle arms. Left arm will come under the right. Half or full bind. Squeezing tightly towards the center line of the body. One more breath. And let's release, interlace the fingers behind your back. Taking a deep breath in, lift the chest. Exhale, we slowly dive down towards the floor. Dropping the head, dropping the chest. And release, pressing to the feet, come all the way up. Warrior two, turn out your back foot so it's parallel to the back edge of the mat. Left toes pointing forward, stretching the arms opposite direction. We're going to bend into the front leg until it comes to a 90-degree angle. Soften the shoulders, soften the breath. Turn the palm open, let's exalt the warrior, reach up and back. Continue to lunge forward through that front left knee. And exhale, coming back to center. Straighten up the legs. Reaching forward, triangle pose. Hit the hip back, left fingertips forward. And exhale, we revolve opposite directions. Fingertips or a block. Gaze can come up. Option to swing that top arm forward, bicep close to the ears, palms facing down. If you're balanced, try coming up onto your fingertips or reaching both hands forward like you're squeezing a beach ball. Engage the obliques for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, taking the hands down. Rock up onto your tiptoes, squeeze the elbows in, hips high. 1 foot, 2 foot. Try to straighten your arms if you can to crane, and shoot the legs back. Exhale, downwards facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths here. Let's drop the knees down, feet together. Quick child's pose, stretch it out. And we'll look forward, rocking back up into our table. Exhale into downwards facing dog. We'll step or hop the feet to the top of the mat. Take an inhale, coming up into chair pose. Bend the knee, drop the hips. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Taking a deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to twist. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Press the hands together, lift the chest. As we exhale, we're going to twist. Try to keep your palms together, thumb reaching towards heart center. Option to open up your arms, reaching hands in opposite directions. Top hand can reach back. And slowly release, come back to heart center. Taking a big breath in. Exhale, right hand to the outside of the left leg. Pressing hands together, inhale. Exhale, we twist. Option to stretch the arms in opposite directions and swing that top hand back. And let's release, come back to center. Inhale, reverse swan dive, hands together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now we're going to try to find a little bit of balance here. So standing on a flat surface, you can come onto the floor and be easier to balance. We're going to cross our right ankle over the left. So start to sit down. Taking your hands to your shin for some balance. Once you're ready, take your hands to heart center. Continue to push the hips back like you're sitting in a chair. Now let's start by taking our elbow to the outside of our foot. So similar to our chair twist, we're going to try and keep this position, contacting the foot behind our triceps and twisting. From here, we're going to lower our hands down towards the ground. Try to keep our foot in contact with the tricep. So for our baby grasshopper, we've warmed up the body with some core exercises and some twists. So the first step is maintaining that contact. And with all baby poses, we are working with forearms. So see if you can come down onto your forearms facing the side of the mat. And we're going to lean forward. Maybe extend the bottom leg. And bring it back. You can take a seat. And let's take a quick stretch in double fire log. Stacking knee over ankle, ankle over knee. Just give that right glute a stretch. Gently press down on the knee. Deep breaths. And let's release, come back to standing. And let's try the other side. So cross your left ankle over the right. Slowly send the hips back, hands to heart center. Find your balance by keeping your gaze steady. Now let's start with a twist. Bring your elbow to the outside of the foot. Maintain that connection. Slowly lower the hips all the way down towards the ground. Use your fingertips to help balance. From here, keep the connection, foot and forearm. We're going to drop down over to the opposite side. So forearms come down to the ground. Lean forward. Try to pick up your back foot. Maybe extend. And bring it back. Drop the feet down into a seated position. Double fire log or double pigeon pose. Stack the knee and ankle. Give your left leg a gentle push up and down a few times. Release the joints. Deep breaths. And let's release, come into a seated position. We're going to stretch out in our final arm balance prep for Firefly. So let's come into a wide straddle first. We're going to flex the ankles, point the toes up. Taking a deep breath in to lift the chest. Exhale and turn over to the right leg, reaching forward wherever you can grab along the right leg. Maybe it's your ankle, your toes. Finding length in the spine first. So we're encouraging the crown of the head to reach forward. And as we exhale, continue to drop that opposite sit bone down onto the floor. And slowly release, walk yourself into center, stretching forwards, bring the forehead down. And over towards the left side, so wherever you can reach, thigh, shin, or toes. Exhale, bow forwards, stretching to the backs of the legs. And inhale, come to center, bring the feet in together in butterfly pose, knees out to the side. Let's grab a hold of our ankles and give a few flutters here. And exhale, slowly we bow forward, forehead down, elbows gently pressing into the inner thighs, dropping the head down towards the floor. And we'll release, coming back up into seated pose. So we're baby firefly. We're going to again come down onto our forearms. So start in a straddle pose. We're going to place the forearms down onto the floor. So you might need to sit up onto a block to give your hips a little bit more height. We're going to squeeze the thighs into the tricep. Keep the legs in close. Look forward, shift forward. We're going to lift the hips off the ground. Rock forward, pointing the toes up. And squeeze. And lower all the way down. Bring the feet back into center, cross over the ankles. Exhale, make our way into downwards facing dog. Take the hips from side to side a few times, pedal out the feet. And then look forward. Step or hop your feet to the outside of your hands. We're going to walk the hands back, slightly behind the heels, and squeeze the elbows in as we lower the hips down, using our elbows to create a shelf for your hips. We're going to look forward, press down to our hands, lifting the feet up, maybe crossing at the ankles. Continue to squeeze the elbows in together. From here, shoulder pressing pose. We're going to release the feet, point the toes, firefly. Start to extend through the arms, point the toes. Look forward, round through the back, strong arms, strong leg, and we're going to lower the seat all the way down towards the ground. That's quite the workout. Give our wrists a shake, turn it out, cross at the ankles, just come down into downwards facing dog, taking the hips from side to side. And bring the knees to the floor. Let's walk the knees out to the edges of the mat, taking your left hand to center. Let's stretch it out, right arm up. Exhale, thread the needle. Right arm all the way across over to the other side. Left hand up and over. Option to swing this arm behind or straighten the back leg. And exhale, release. Taking the left hand underneath, inhale, right arm up. And exhale, switching sides. Let's take the right hand to center. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle, bring it underneath. Top hand reaches up overhead. Option to bring this arm back towards the sacrum. The double shoulder opener. Or we can stretch that back leg behind, lifting it onto the toes. And 3 deep breaths. And let's release, bring the hand underneath. Take an inhale, lift up, easy twist. Exhale, bring the hands back down to center. From our table pose, let's spin the hands back so the fingers are facing towards us. Stretching out our wrists, taking breath in. On the exhale, we push the hips back, push the elbow pits forward. Keeping the fingers pointing down and back towards the ground. Option to add a gentle sway if that feels okay for your wrists. Gently turning side to side. And we'll release, switching it up. Taking the hands in the opposite direction. So placing the top of your hands on the ground, fingers facing towards you. We're going to slowly shift the hips back. Nice and easy without forcing anything. Keeping the arms straight. And let's release, come back to center. Sitting back, turning at the wrists, nice and easy. And let's take a seat. Swing the legs out to the side, right leg out, left sole of foot to the inner thigh. Let's take a deep breath in, reach the arms up. On the exhale, we'll take a revolve head to knee pose. Take the right hand under, left hand reaches up overhead. You can actively reach the fingertips. If you happen to touch the toes, feel free to grab for them. Dropping the sit bones down, try to turn the top shoulder open whenever you are. With your hands floating or touching the toes, continue to reach and lean that top shoulder back. And let's inhale, release, take an easy twist. Left hand behind, right hand to the outside. And release, let's switch sides, bring the right foot in, left foot to the outside. Sitting up nice and tall, inhale the arms up. Exhale, we lean over towards the left side. Left arm slides under. So open up through the chest and shoulders, revolve, stretch through the fingers. Grabbing for the toes if you're able to. Maybe bottom hand comes up as well. Lean the shoulder back. One more breath. And let's release. Inhale all the way up, back to center. Let's bring the knees in towards the chest and begin to make our way down onto our backs. Hugging the knees in towards us. And whenever you're ready, slowly release the feet down one at a time towards the edges of the mat. Arms will come beside the body, palms facing up. Taking a moment to gather your breath here. Breathing nice and easy. Staying here as long as you like in Shavasana, in corpse pose. Thank you, yogis, for practicing with me. I hope you had fun. Tried a few new arm balances to add to your repertoire of yoga practice. If you have any suggestions for me, please remember to leave me a comment in the section below, and I will see what I can do to work those into my future videos. Thank you, and namaste.